I wanted to share with you something I learned this week, which is performing linear and quadratic regressions using the web-based Desmos.com. So navigate to Desmos.com and click the graphing calculator button in the top center. You'll be met with a blank graph. You have to push the plus button to enter the table of values that you wish to perform a scatter plot on. So I'm creating a table, and the data I want to compare are foot lengths for females to their heights, both in centimeters. The data I have is 23.2, 26.0, 22.2, 24.6, and 23.3 centimeters for the 5 females' foot lengths, with the respective heights in centimeters of 165, 178, 152, and 179, as well as 168. Notice that there's this ball with dots in it. That's a scatter plot, which is automatically turned on, but you can see from the window settings that we are not anywhere near where we want to be to see all this data. So if you click on the graph settings wrench tool here, it'll pop up with a menu for you to put the minimum X and Y values, minimum and maximum X and Y values for your window settings. So if I crank this up to maybe 30, which is greater than the max value, and maybe go back to just 20 because there's no foot length that's less than that, and I'll go in steps of maybe 2. As well, I'm going to change my Y min value to, let's say, 140, which is lesser than the minimum value of 152, and maybe 190, which is greater than the maximum value. You can see now the data, and it's not obvious what regression might best fit that. If you want to perform a linear regression, you have to click below the table, and the syntax for the linear regression is essentially y sub 1 approximately equals a times x sub 1 plus b for the linear regression. You just have to type that. So y, and when you type a 1, it will automatically create it as a subscript. And then you have to use the tilde key to the left of the 1 on your keyboard, followed by a times x sub 1, again drawing a 1, and then plus b. And it automatically performs the linear regression, and it gives you the Pearson correlation coefficient as well as the slope and the y-intercept for that regression. If I click below that cell, I can do a quadratic regression at the same time, and the syntax is very similar. You just type y sub 1 by typing y1. Again, the approximately equals a times x sub 1, and you do have to use the caret key for exponents, and then cursor out for adding b times x sub 1, oops, use an equals there, plus b x sub 1 plus c. It will automatically find the regression, and it even finds the square of a measure I think that's related to Pearson correlation coefficient. If you square root, you'll see why it's a much better fit.